Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Friday the 5th of January 2018. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, let's take a look at overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. A relatively quiet session overnight. I think the markets are in anticipatory mode ahead of key data today, which we'll look at momentarily, but I will just flag a couple of points. First of all, we have seen a move in dollar yen, but perhaps not the one we would have expected. The yen easing slightly to trade at 113.01 against the US dollar. At the same time, the dollar has given ground in its trade weighted form and slipped back below 92 to trade at 91.87 shortly before we recorded the video. Right, let's move on to look at what's on the calendar, events that may move the markets today. We've had a relatively light calendar so far this week, save for PMI data, but things tend to hot up today. We've already had trade balance data for November out of Australia. We'll look at that in a bit more detail momentarily. To come at 7 o'clock GMT, we have retail sales for November out of Germany. And then we jump forward to CPI data for December out of the Eurozone at 10 AM GMT, alongside some producer price index data as well. 13:30, the big noise for the day, the unemployment situation report, the non-farm payrolls for December. The first real major data point of the year, and one that may set the tone, of course, as far as the dollar's concerned in terms of what people think about interest rates and the Fed's tightening program. Expectations are for 190,000 jobs. That's a bit lighter than November's 228,000 read, I should say. On top of that, we've got similar data out of Canada at 13:30, and then we jump forward to 1500 GMT for the ISM non-manufacturing PMI and factory orders data. The PMI number for December, the factory orders data for November, both of those numbers out of the States. And then at 15:15, we'll hear from the FOMC member Harker. He's speaking then. At 17:30, colleague Meister stands up to speak. The Baker Hughes oil rig count comes out at 1800 GMT, and if you're still in the market tonight at 1930 GMT, you can hear the Bank of England's chief economist and MPC member Andy Haldane speak. Right, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye. First of all, Japan's services PMI data fell to a 3-month low in December. That's the first negative number we've seen for a while out of Japan, so a slight question mark over that. Global equities, however, have continued to make gains, and the Dow closed above 25,000, a new record high there for the Dow 30 index in the States. Australian trade balance data was out, as we said earlier. Imports there in the country hit record highs, but exports were subdued during November, and the trade balance swung to a deficit as a result of that data. Meanwhile, it's staying in Asia. Chinese and South Korean officials are due to meet for talks today. At the same time, North Korea has agreed to high-level discussions about the future of the peninsula, so maybe there's some movement and some positivity there. Right, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day. And why not think about this? There has been much talk of an expanding global growth and an expanding global economy in 2018 as the world continues to recover. But just how much of an individual contribution do countries make to global GDP? And the graphic here breaks that down by size, by percentage of contribution to global GDP. The data dates from Feb 2017. These things tend to be shown in arrears, but I think that's a very interesting graphic and one you can pore over as you wait for the non-farm payroll figures later today. Right, thank you very much for your time today. Please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or the suitability of the products for you, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative.